CleanEquity Monaco connects invited cleantech innovators with specialist venture capital investors. Inventors and investors benefit from one-on-one interaction in an intimate atmosphere with conferences examining global trends and pitching sessions where fledgling businesses seek to secure the seed capital needed to turn their ideas into reality.
The people that came this year to see the companies came with intent. They came with definite intent. Last year, everybody was still a bit shell-shocked.
Despite the progress of the innovators and inventors in developing sustainable technologies, the outlook is still uncertain.
At the 5th CleanEquity Monaco conference, clean technology innovators are offering long-term solutions against a background of political short-termism.
One of the real challenges with developing businesses in the clean energy area is that the lead times are really long. These are technologies which require very significant capital investment, and so their life cycle is longer than the life cycle of most governments.
The global economic recession has raised the bar in terms of securing investment, whilst reducing government support has highlighted the division of old and new world approaches to the business of clean and sustainable technologies.
The Chinese have something that isn't present in the US or the EU right now. First, a lot of capital, and second, a different risk-reward calculation about how soon this has to pay back. The Chinese may be willing to invest a substantial amount in pilot projects which have no hope of returning the money in the short term in order to be able to scale up. And eventually, of course, then the Chinese will own the world market in that technology.
I was hugely impressed by the New Zealand delegation. It's a small country with dedication to what they're doing. They've been environmentally aware for a long time. So you have the desire to create, the desire to protect an environment, and incentives and a structure that the New Zealand government have put in place to allow that to happen. I don't see that in any other country.
The sea change that the recession has wrought led to the overarching theme of this year's CleanEquity Monaco event. Is the old-style venture capital model broken?
It is a sector right now, at least in the United States, that is out of favor with a lot of public investors because of what's gone on in the solar market. But as to whether the venture model itself is broken for environmental technologies and clean energy technologies, actually, we think it's a very robust market.
Despite problems of political willpower and the uninspiring economic environment, progress is being made. And this is reflected in the CleanTech Awards that applaud the innovators who have come up with ingenious solutions and viable products.
This year I was able to take part in the judging process, and it's clear to me that yours is a very competitive field where imagination and hard work can and indeed must lead to innovative solutions that will allow us to build cleaner, more efficient, and more sustainable cities.
This year's event marked a new collaboration, one between the CleanEquity organization and the Nobel Sustainability Trust.
Our activities will be based on 3 major events, where one is a sustainability award. The second leg that we will be standing on is an alternative energy conference. And what we have done here today, being the co-host of CleanEquity Monaco, is the first major step towards our objective. And thirdly, we will introduce to the market accelerator funds within the clean tech industry.
One area that has been racing ahead is the development of clean tech motoring. The arrival of alternative energy cars that perform just as well as petrol and diesel cars is on the horizon.
Because motorsport competition is by its very nature short term, it drives the pace of innovation much more quickly. So that gives people the opportunity to showcase their technology, to learn about it quite quickly, and then apply those improvements that they discover at the next race.
One man's complex environmental problem is another man's business opportunity. Albert Einstein said, You cannot solve a problem at the same level at which you created it. You have to think more intelligently. And that's what the people have been doing here today.
The interesting thing about the space is that it's attracted a number of very high quality entrepreneurs that come primarily from the tech sector. So they're very familiar with the venture capital market and model. They know what we expect as investors, and they know how to deliver. So, and I would say they do like the idea that they're doing something positive for the planet, but they like the idea that they're making money.